Now I will be continuing with the external analysis. First, I will begin with Porter's 5 forces. In the threat of new entrants, we have found that it is medium, and there are medium barriers to entry. Although there are high capital requirements, economies of scale, and high switching costs, there is low product differentiation. No one TV set is that much more different than another. The bargaining power of suppliers is low. There are many suppliers with similar raw materials, therefore there is high supplier substitutes. Buyers are not important customers to the suppliers, and there are low switching costs for the industry firms. There is no threat to forward integration into the buyer's industry. The bargaining power of buyers are moderate to high. Products are not differentiated, and there are few switching costs. In this case as well, it has been shown that the buyers can bargain down prices, as we've seen with Pioneer's high-end pricing strategy. It did not work well for them, even if the image quality was very high. We have found that the threat of substitute products is low to medium. The reason for this is because there aren't many products in the other industries that can replace TV sets that have an influence or effect on price, such as computers, cell phones, and tablets. Even if people can opt to buy a computer rather than a TV, the chances are people still want a TV set in their household. Moreover, cell phones and tablets are more for people who want to watch on the go. It's not really a threat to the TV set industry. The rivalry amongst competing firms in the industry is high. There is a lot of price competition, the competitors are for the most part equally balanced, and there is a lack of differentiation amongst the TV sets. In conclusion, we have found that there are moderate barriers to entry, where buyers have strong positions, there is moderate threat for substitute products, there is an intense rivalry amongst competitors, low growth potential, and low differentiation. Therefore, we have concluded that the TV set industry is an unattractive industry. In the LCD industry, between competitors, there is almost no difference between a major brand and a no-name brand from the point of view of customers. Intellectual property is a threat, and the LCD technology is reaching its limit. Now let's talk about the competitors in the TV set industry. The competitors are Samsung, Sony, Panasonic, and Pioneer. Starting with Samsung, they are strong in manufacturing and research and development. They also outsource all production to firms largely from the personal computer supply chain. Next, we have Sony. Well known for its Trinitron CRT technology, Sony had been considered the leader in image quality amongst the large CRT TV producers. However, Sony had fallen short behind its competitors when the flat panel TV market began to grow. Industry rumors suggested that Sony had not been happy enough with the image quality of flat panel displays to invest in producing them. Although Sony was one of the last to produce flat panel TVs, once it began to put an effort into developing and marketing them, it was able to regain market share. On Sony's side were its strong brand, ability to create aesthetically pleasing product designs, and deep experience with TV set image quality. Sony invested in an LCD producing joint venture with Samsung Electronics to obtain stable panel supply. Recently, Sony agreed to enter a similar production joint venture with Sharp. In terms of final TV set assembly, Sony was moving towards increased outsourcing to contract manufacturers. Panasonic was an efficient manufacturer that had a goal of maintaining a large presence in the global market. In Japan, Panasonic was also known for impressive marketing campaigns. Panasonic's TV business had focused primarily on plasma display technology, which it had found more suitable for a large living room TV-sized displays than LCD. Although most of Panasonic's plasma displays plants were in Japan, it had also invested a joint venture plant in Shanghai, China. Starting in 2002, the plant produced plasma panels and TV sets. For Pioneer, they had differentiated its TV set offering based on high-quality imaging and display. However, Pioneer's high-end pricing strategy did not work well for them. Customers were not willing to pay thousands of dollars more for a Pioneer TV compared with competing models in the same size class. While its competitors realized lower costs through scale advantages and production experience, Pioneer fell far behind in cost effectiveness. Citing losses, the firm exited display production in 2008, and in early 2009 announced they would exit the TV business altogether. Pioneer's failure reaffirmed the limitations on differentiation in the TV business. In conclusion, Sharp was an LCD leader domestically, but internationally they lagged behind in market share. In drawing out the strengths and weaknesses of its competitors, Sharp could price a set in line with top brand names such as Sony and Panasonic, but it would have a difficult time convincing customers that it was worth more unless the features of the set, not just the image quality, were greatly improved. Customers clearly valued the display size. Differentiation on size was possible because some of Sharp's competitors lacked the capability to produce large sets economically. In this industry, the main success factors are specialized knowledge in research and development to keep up to match the development of TV sets, low production costs, economies of scale, and joint ventures. In summary, there are opportunities and threats in the TV set industry. In opportunities, there are emerging markets and joint ventures. There are emerging markets in China. It may be a good opportunity, especially if companies have the right protection of their designs and technologies. Chinese LCD capabilities have been limited to simple LCD types and outdated generation production facilities, but things are appearing to change. Perhaps outsourcing to China can be beneficial in terms of lowering costs. Joint ventures can also help companies to lower their costs. In terms of manufacturing and distribution, outsourcing it to other firms in other countries can prove to be more cost-effective. Therefore, it can be beneficial to join with other companies that may be able to help with distribution and manufacturing. For the threats, there is the threat of intellectual property and the threats of the economy. There are threats of intellectual property in China. China is known for no-name products imitating the well-known brands, and therefore it would be wary for companies to move to the Chinese market. For economy, depending on how the currencies are, it can determine how well a business will do in terms of sales, depending on the exchange rate of yen to dollars. Now Chloe and Mustafa will be talking about the internal analysis.